Hey everybody, Hayden Dingman here from PCWorld, and we are checking out the Razer Huntsman Elite today. This is the gaudiest keyboard I have ever used, maybe. The K95 from Corsair might give it a run for its money, but yeah, this is a $200 keyboard, same as the K95, and what you might notice right away is there is this fancy looking underglow, and that extends to the wrist rest, which is the real crazy part of this here. You can see there's some light on the wrist rest right there. Very similar to the Firefly, their mouse pad. It just stretches all the way around this keyboard. Looks really fancy, also looks absolutely ridiculous. One thing that I'm not really a big fan of, we've got this weird volume wheel here, very much like an iPod for those of you that are old enough to remember iPods. Not the most intuitive design. I really like the volume wheels that Corsair, Logitech, most of the industry is using at this point. With this, you kind of have to do this weird thing where you're typing, and then you like slide your hand up along the side until you find it. Not super convenient, not super intuitive, but I guess Razer wanted to go for looks on this. However, the main reason we are taking a look at this is the first keyboard from a mainstream manufacturer to use optical switches. For those of you who don't know, well, Razer is calling it an opto-mechanical switch, which is sort of a misnomer. All of the optical switches that we've seen are a blend of optical and mechanical parts, so a bit silly of Razer to pretend theirs is different. But anyways, it is an optical switch, which means that instead of metal contacting metal when you push the key down, usually that's how on a mechanical keyboard you register a keystroke. You press the key, the metal inside the key contacts the bottom metal, it sends a signal. On an optical keyboard, that is all handled by a laser in the middle. So we actually have a switch here. There is a little piece of glass in here, and every time that you push the key down, usually there's a laser pointing through this piece of glass. When you push the key down, it interrupts that laser. That's what sends the signal. There's a lot of dumb marketing around this. Razer will tell you that this is faster. And of course, technically, the speed of light is, but we're dealing with like 5 millimeters across this little piece of glass here. And then after that, it's a standard circuit. You're talking, wiring again. So the speed of light across this little 5 millimeter section is not gonna be so magnificently different from having just a wire that ran through there. But it is more durable. It also is more waterproof, so that's kind of cool, but other than that, not really a thing that you're probably going to notice at home. It is a Clicky Switch, similar to a Cherry MX Blue. A very clicky switch, I might add. This is maybe the loudest keyboard I've ever used. It has like a really... It's sort of deafening, especially if you're using it in a quiet apartment at night, which is what I've been doing. It is embarrassingly loud. But as somebody who likes a really clicky keyboard, kind of nice. The one thing I'm not as big of a fan of is there's almost zero travel before these keys actually register. So on an MX Blue, you have about 2 millimeters of travel before you hit the actuation point. On here, they cut that down to, I think, 1.5 millimeters. Which doesn't sound like much, but it makes a huge difference when you go to type. These are actually like, as soon as you press down, this thing is actuated. Kind of great if you're playing games on it, not so great if you're typing. A bit of a weird feel to me, but it's actually pretty enjoyable. Definitely better than like the old Romer G switch, which I always hated. I actually think this thing is fine to type on, just super loud and kind of annoying. But yeah, that's the Huntsman Elite. Other than that, it's fairly standard Razer. You've got this, thin sans serif, this plush wrist rest. All that is fine. Just not a big fan of this whole volume wheel thing. And, the marketing on this opto-mechanical switch is kind of silly. Razer's going to pretend that, of course, oh, we're the first ones to do this. They're not. We've had optical switches around for a couple of years. They are the first big company to do this, but that's its own little thing. So Huntsman Elite, $199, same price as the K95. We'll see if that comes down. Maybe if optical switches catch on more, we'll see a drop in price. But for now, it's going to be your most expensive choice. So I don't know. They put in this very pretty wrist rest. So maybe that's enough. For PCWorld, I'm Hayden Dingman. And yeah, we'll see you soon.